Hello! Thank you for clicking on this link. My name is Grace and I'm a performing artist and an actress here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Okay. Wow, so this is me sharing about what happened in 2022 and it's gonna look really different because now I have this really short hair. And I had to shave it because I was in a film recently and my character's name was Botak. That's why I had to shave my head and oh my god, can you see oh my hair looks terrible. That's why I'm wearing this. I want to just feel better about myself. Okay, anyways, back to the stories. All begins when Ernest and I go to Singapore to meet up with a client, and they ask us, or they engage us to do a series of videos, travel videos around Malaysia in 360 or virtual reality. And I was very fortunate that at the time, the film community in Malaysia was also organizing a series of exhibitions and workshops. So I got to immerse myself a lot more in the technology and I learned a lot. And actually 360 is a pretty exciting medium, I gotta say. Anyway, so when Ernest and I were kind of discussing what travel video stuff we wanted to shoot, he comes up with this idea that hey Grace, why don't we go into the jungles of Cameron Highlands to find Tongkat Ali. So for those of you who don't know, Tongkat Ali is actually a herb or a root that is found in Southeast Asia, in Malaysia, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, and it's supposed to be the Viagra of Southeast Asia. And Dr. Andrew Huberman even covers this.
Something called Tongkat Ali, which is a form of ginseng, can actually help increase levels of free testosterone.
And that can help with things like erectile dysfunction and helping you stay strong. Sorry for being so cheesy. So I decided to say yes, and even though I was so doubtful, I had so many doubts about whether we were actually going to pull this off or not. So with no leads and blind faith in the gods of video making, we drove up to Cameron Highlands and Ernest goes to talk to these two guys near an indigenous village. We just spoke to two people by the side of the road, and
so one is a 12-year veteran in the army, Malaysian army, and the other guy, we don't know what he does.
His name is what, Springer? What was his name again?
His name is Spring.
Spring!
He's got his name tattooed on his forearm.
Yes.
So that dude says we don't need the permission of the village chief.
Yeah, but the other dude was
elder.
you need permission, you have to get permission, and then Spring was nah, no need la.
Yeah, but from my experiences of going into the jungles of Borneo or indigenous population in the jungles, you kind of need permission from the village chief. I
totally agree. Our travel senses were telling us that these were not the right folks, so we pressed on, taking the opportunity to breathe in the fresh air of Cameron Highlands. Muscle does not protect you from cold.
There's nothing to do with muscles. I gotta bring muscles out.
And also do the touristy stuff like stopping by the Lata Iskandar waterfall. Which I'm glad we did because it was there that we met this guy, Awi. He owns a stall there and one of his weekly activities includes going into the jungles with his indigenous friends to look for Tongkat Ali. He also owns one of the oldest and largest roots in the area, an 80-year-old giant that retails for 1,888 ringgit. It was raining really heavily, so we hung out with Awi and his friends at the stall, and I had instant noodles, which on a cold rainy day is one of the biggest joys of life. So it was step 1 of Mission Tongkat Ali achieved! Next step was figuring out all the shooting equipment. Ooh. Oh, this is that the back harness thing. You would need really tiny arms. No. Ouch. It's clearly not it. What am I supposed to do with this? After some time, I managed to wrap my head around all the tech stuff, and then it was time for our trip. Ernest is a little bit sick, so I'm concerned, but I think he's gonna be on Panadol, so I think it's gonna be fine. Ernest!
Hey Grace, how you doing? It's gonna be good.
We brought our friends Erica and Talha to join us on our adventure. I also prepared a trivia quiz around the Tongkat Ali topic as a game to pass time and for some fun VR content too.
What's long and hard and has the word come in it? Grace! Who comes up with these?
Long and what?
What's long and hard and has the word come in it?
Someone asked me this before.
Cucumber?
Yes!
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding!
Yeah,
We
right.
have a winner!
But it's soft on the inside though.
Red corner! Erica is the winner!
And in the blink of an eye, we had arrived at 10 Mentigi, our guest house in Cameron Highlands. I love how they combined modern architecture with the traditional Malay house on stilts. The concept here is modernity within nature. We were surrounded by the jungle, and within the compounds there were well-maintained flowers and a vegetable farm too. The kitchen is an open concept one and gives you the morning sunlight when you go get your coffee.
We are here!
Wow.
And once evening came and the fairy lights were turned on, it was just magical. With hot tea and the cold weather, it was a perfect moment for deep and meaningful conversations. And some salsa dancing too. And then we walked out in the rain for some dinner at Firm Nyonya, which is, to date, my absolute favorite steamboat place in Cameron Highlands. So we were walking along a park at Cameron Highlands after dinner and we stumbled upon this. So pretty. I also came across this group of people who were about to burn paper horses. It wasn't tomb sweeping day, so I wasn't really sure what it was. And if anyone knows what tradition this is, please let me know in the comments. It's 6:30 a.m. now. I thought that no one would join me on this sunrise trip initially, but everybody has! Yay!
Let's go, baby.
We didn't manage to get that glowing picture-perfect sunrise because it was a little bit cloudy, but the view was still absolutely magnificent. Is that our continental breakfast?
Yes, it is.
It is our breakfast in a basket.
Breakfast is ready.
Wow! Amazing! Oh, I love the tiffins. This is our continental breakfast. If you haven't watched this Key and Peele sketch called Continental Breakfast, please do. It is life-changing. I'll link it below. Okay, enough faffing about. It's time to go find that Tongkat Ali!
Where's the rest?
They're coming.
Okay.
Woo! We're going on all fours here. We're going. It's not just walking, hiking. You're literally climbing up.
Yes. It's
like,
part of the adventure.
One whole week of cardio.
Yeah. Tala, you okay? Yeah. Let's go then.
We did get off to a slow start because we didn't expect the hike to be so challenging, but with our mission leader Ernest keeping us motivated and the rest of us starting to get the hang of it, I mean, not these guys, obviously, Awi and his friends were super pro. We crossed rivers, we navigated all kinds of terrain, It was really a very challenging hike, but very satisfying and interesting at the same time. And this is our indigenous or Orang Asli guide, James. And this dog here, I call him Black. Okay, seriously, this dog was our spirit guide. He joined us right at the start of the hike and he was leading us the whole way through. I actually think that James was following Black the whole time. And then after about 2 hours of hiking...
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to ask.
Oh, jumpa satu. Hey. You guys very lucky today.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, naik sana. Okay.
We had found it.
Same but different.
So how do you know that this is the one?
So this is the baby Tongkat Ali, and according to Mr. Awi here, this is about 1 or 2 years old.
Setahun lebih lah.
More than 1 year.
Yeah.
More than 1 year.
But we decided that since it was still a baby, we wouldn't pull it out. Even though Awi said it was okay to do so, we decided to give it some love and a chance to grow. Then it was time to head back. But first, our guides had a little surprise for us. They took us to this really nice waterfall where we got to relax after such a long and arduous hike. And they also bought some lunch for us.
So one picked this fruit up from the jungle. One, namanya apa? Apa namanya? Hah? Dia tahu? Oh, okay. So we're gonna try how this tastes. Makannya okay, yang luar tu okay. It's so good. It's really good. It's like a guava, but like a really sour. What fruit is it?
They call it anggur bukit.
Anggur bukit. So it's a mountain grape. It's so good.
Tropical mountain grapes.
And I got to hang out with Black for a bit. I am 100% certain that it was Black that led us to find the Tongkat Ali. So he showed up right at the start of our trail, was with us the whole way through, and when we left the jungle and hit the main road, as we turned left towards the town, he turned right, almost saying that, "Y'all are okay on your own now, humans." When we got back to the stall, we purchased some Tongkat Ali from the street vendors and James boiled us some on his portable stove. While we discovered that we were covered with leeches. I had about 12 of them stuck to my body. And then it was time to try some of it. I could only drink down 2 sips because it was so bitter and I could already feel my heart beating really fast. Ernest managed to drink a whole cup. And finally, we said our thank yous and goodbyes with full hearts and a mission accomplished. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe so I can continue to grow this channel.